It used to be my favorite modern rock band until they came out with Scars and Souvenirs and total bullshit in 2011. But now they're coming out with a new album, or they came out with one, I should say, yesterday, called Savages. How do you not want an album called Savages? Theory of a Deadman, Savages. So Savages is the 5th album from Theory of a Deadman, 5th release overall. Anybody who knows this rock band will probably know that they're kinda considered Nickelback's baby brother. Where every Nickelback album has songs about sex, like every album I'm talking about, from like All the Right Reasons to Here and Now. The same can be said for Theory of a Deadman, but it's not sex, it's woman-hating. By that I mean hardcore woman-hating. Woman-hating thing has been evident throughout Theory of a Deadman's whole career. It was on their first album, it was on Gasoline, but it's more evident on the back half of Scars and Souvenirs and the whole cheesy album, The Truth Is, which I don't even want to talk about. Which brings me to Savages, which is actually a pretty damn good album in comparison to their last two. There's no more cheesy lyrics with the exception of Blow, which I'll get into in a minute. No more anthems about being a lowlife, bitches coming back, bad girlfriends, hating your life, end of the summer. No, none of that shit. Which makes it a legit album. Like I said, a damn good album. Not perfect by any means, but it's a legit entry into their discography. Even though Drown has the same guitar riff as So Happy and Hating Hollywood, it's a legit song. It's got good lyrics, and I didn't like it at first, but it actually grew on me. Same can be said for the other songs on this album, except for the growing on me part, because I liked a lot of them instantly, because they're heavy and their lyrics aren't cheesy, with the exception of Blow, which I'm going to talk about now. I mentioned it before, but I'm going to talk about this now because Blow does have cheesy lyrics. But there's a catch to it. The lyrics are cheesy because they actually work within the context of the song. It works. And it works because Tyler Connolly is singing about subjects in the world that make him want to blow his fucking head off. That, like, everything going on in the world is so sickening to him. It just makes him upset to the point where he's singing. He's like, sometimes it just makes me want to blow my fucking head off. I'll let you take a listen to Blow and let you see for yourself.
Sometimes it makes me wanna blow my fucking head off. Sometimes it makes me think the world is gone officially.
Granted, that's only the chorus, sorry about that, but you can tell just by the chorus that he's like, yeah, the whole world's going insane just based off of all this shit that I'm going to mention later in this song. Truth is, the whole world is going insane, so he's not the only one thinking about that. Another strength for this album is that this probably has the best guitar work on some of these songs that I've seen throughout their whole career. Like, some of the guitar solos are just straight up shredding. Examples of this include Savages, Misery of Mankind, Panic Room, World War Me, The Sun Has Set on Me. You're lucky I'm in a good mood and that I'm a nice guy, because I'm going to give you another little taste of what the guitar work on this album sounds like. Am I wrong? And it's another strength on this album. The guitar work is very strong on this album, especially on Misery of Mankind, which I just showed you, World War Me and The Sun Has Set on Me. If you want to look at some guitar work, look at those 3 songs. Now we're off to another topic. Alice Cooper himself is on this album. So isn't the guy from Rascal Flatts, but I don't care about him. Which I thought was kind of weird and dumb at the same time when I first heard Savages, but, like, it kind of brightens up the song more now that I think about it. Like, I don't know if he could carry that type of song. Like, I don't listen to Alice Cooper. I mean, I know who he is. I know he's a legend, but, like, I haven't really heard any of his stuff. I don't know how he would have worked on the verses to this song. He's like, he does this, like I said, he does a spoken word part in the bridge. So I mean, I don't know. Tyler Connolly's done the spoken word part for live performances. I don't know how it really would have worked if he did verses.
Time after time, we never learn from our mistakes. When will we realize we're all just the same? We're all humans fighting human nature to stay alive. We're predators teaching our children to be just like us, fear and hate like us. Will we ever realize we're just savages? God save us all.
That's Alice Cooper's contribution for you. I also like the fact that this album has serious lyrics. I mean, I've said that before, and I'll say it again. It has serious lyrics. Thank fucking God. Because here's what happened on their last two albums. I'll give you the breakdown. There was this rock band. They were named Theory of a Deadman. They were fronted by this guy, Tyler Connolly, who wrote good lyrics, had good music for their first two albums, even though all their songs on those first two albums were woman hater songs. Then on the next two albums, he just went full Michael Bay and tried to do humor. In other words, Michael Bay has shown that he is not capable of providing comedy in the Transformers movies, but based on Pain and Gain, he's convinced himself otherwise. Tyler Connolly was the same way. He's like, I can put humor in rock music and it'll still turn out great. I'm a comedian, I'm a jokester in real life. I can translate that well onto rock music, onto an album. And that's what happened on The Truth Is. The truth is, he couldn't. And so you're just listening to the Savages album and you're like, this is more serious. I think these guys did not want to get 6 one-star reviews again. That's probably what was going through their mind, but they probably don't pay attention to reviews anyway, so they probably didn't care. Now, if you pre-ordered this album on iTunes, you got 4 songs instantly. Drown, Blow, Savages, and Angel. But the version of Angel that was up for pre-order isn't the same version that it is on the album. It's actually a worse version, in my opinion. I know people won't agree with me, but I think it's a worse version. The version you hear on the album sounds like an Imagine Dragons song, which I don't like. The old version was better. There was more acoustic guitars. There wasn't as big of a drum loop. Like, in this version, you can tell that there's a drum loop. And it sounds like the exact same drum loop from Radioactive.
Maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm weak, maybe I'm blinded by what I see. You wanted a soldier, but it wasn't me, 'cause I can never set you free. So fly on your own.
Okay, so maybe it doesn't sound like Radioactive. Maybe I'm just being crazy, but I mean, I'm not a big fan of the album version. I swear to God, if this album was pushed back just to re-record Angel, it's not worth it. Another thing that really bothered me about this album, too, is that they just drop senseless F-bombs in there. Like, I can understand them saying fuck in Blow and in Heavy. Well, since Heavy's about, you know, them rocking out on stage, it's an ode to the fans. It's like, yeah, of course, it's gotta have F-bombs. And Blow, he's saying he wants to blow his fucking head off, of course. Stuff like that is fine, but when it's used in Salt in the Wound, and especially in The One, it just doesn't really fit in with the music. I guess what I'm trying to say is that a couple of them are just unnecessary, even a couple in Blow, because they use fuck in the verses for Blow. It makes more sense if it's pushed to the chorus, but I really don't see why it's in the verses of Blow. If you want my honest opinion, it shouldn't be in a song like The One, because The One is a ballad, it's a piano ballad, it's a slow song. Fuck should never be used in a slow song. I mean, maybe you can use damn in that, but it should never be used in a slow song like that. Not that I have a problem with somebody saying fuck on an album. I have plenty of albums where the F word is dropped, but when it's used so unnecessary, and when it's used as a way to try and be cool, it's not cool. And it just doesn't work. Now, this band has always kind of had, on every album, one kind of, hint that they like Southern rock, and this album proves it because they have a fucking country song on this album. That's my sad face. And that's where the guy from the Rascal Flatts comes in. Yep, it's a country song called Living My Life Like a Country Song, which is totally making fun of country, but yet it's a country song. They went full Bon Jovi on this thing. They were like, okay, Bon Jovi, Lost Highway, let's do it on Savages. No, you're a rock band. Never again. The album really loses a point in respectability there. But, I mean, that's kind of a small gripe. Other people might find that song to be cool. I don't. I mean, it's a rag on country. I mean, but you make it a country song. You got a country guy on there. It's got that country sound to it. It's not one of my favorites.
Oh, where did I go wrong? I'm living my life like a country song. Oh, how did I screw up? I spent last night in my pickup truck. It's bad, so sad. I ended up losing everything I had. A love left town and my whole world's gone.
So to sum up Savages, I really like the guitar riffs. I mean, they're heavy, they're rock and roll. I don't know how else to describe that. It's got some of their best guitar work, like you just heard on Misery of Mankind, where they just shred the shit out of their guitar and deliver guitar solos like that we never thought they were ever capable of. And Alice Cooper! Plus, too, the lyrics don't suck and they're not cheesy. Is this album better than their last two albums? Hell yeah! Does it reach that status of their first album in Gasoline? Maybe it's equal or better to Gasoline, but no way does it touch their first album. Their first album is always going to be the best. In all honesty, this is the old Theory of a Deadman that fans asked for and I wanted, and I will say I will buy this album physically. I would give this album a 3 out of 5. It's not quite up there. But, you know, I mean, it's up there. I mean, it's better than Scars and Souvenirs, and the truth is. So, have you listened to Theory of a Deadman's new album, Savages? If you're a hardcore Theory of a Deadman fan, I want to hear what you thought about the new album in the comments section below. And for more reviews on music, movies, video games, and TV shows, hit the subscribe button. Alice Cooper for life!